Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. We've got Simona with us today. Simona is here, and she's here to say, woo!
Hi, hi, hi.
We give the magical pom-poms to Simona for becoming a newly best-selling author. Yay!
Thank you.
I am so excited to have you on the program. Tell everyone who you are, and what I think we'll just kind of dive in and talk about some really cool stuff. So go ahead.
Yes. Hi. Thank you so much for having me here. And thank you so much for sharing me with your community. Hi, everyone. My name is Simona Spark, and I'm here to talk about my experience of creating the life that I want. So I put it all together into a book, but I'm willing to talk more into the details. I'm here to answer to all the questions.
Awesome. So where the thing is you have come through a whole lot to get to where you are today as an immigrant, as someone who had to learn the language, who you have just been in a place throughout your life where you have had to overcome and to not be limited by different things and different circumstances in your life. So what are some keys to that for people who are watching and people who are listening who may feel like their possibilities are limited? And I just want to say, if anybody's watching, go ahead and comment, say hi to me, tell me who you are. I want to see your faces.
Yes, well, that's a very broad question, but if we could sum it in one sentence, is that there is no such a thing impossible. As I describe it in my book, I'm someone who fired the word challenge out of my vocabulary. And through decades of different challenges, I learned to transform them into being just another opportunity for me to step up my game, pretty much so. So we are talking about being raised into a communist country. I was born and raised in Romania. Being raised into a time where, we did not have access to 24/7 hot water or electricity or television. And then, when I moved to United States in my early 30s, I moved here as a single mom with my son. He was 6 at the time. And we had no friends here and no family, and we did not speak English either. So I know that might look completely insane, and it probably was, most likely. I was not well. But it really was a challenge that put me into, open new opportunities, the opportunity to engage with a different cultures, all the cultures that are in this country, the opportunity to actually learn a new language. The opportunity to become the parent that my child need me to be, the opportunity of learning how to take responsibility for the poor choices, like ending up into an abusive relationship and then just one day just get up and live. And so opportunity to learn how to stand up for myself, and so on and so on.
That's a lot. One of those things is enough.
Quarter of the book.
When you pull them all together, and guys listening, please feel free to say hi to me. But I gotta tell you, when I met Simona, we were doing a summit together, and I just was so blown away by her honesty, her integrity, her truth, her cussing ability. Like, were the first English words you learned curse words? Because you do that flawlessly. I'm like, whoa,
I practice those a lot.
All for time. And I was like, this is my friend. This is my people. And I was like, okay. And what I loved about it is that no nonsense approach to, because you really have to be someone who has come from somewhere where there was a feeling of limitation. There was something going on that you had to say, I want something more than this. I know I deserve better than this. I know I command this into my life, or for this thing to be changed. Not, oh, I guess I'm just here and this is where I'll be forever, So that was one of the things that inspires me the most about you, Simona, is that very candid approach to saying, hey, this is where I am. This is who I am. If you don't like it, that's not really my business.
Well, you know what? You're fortunate that you met me in this time in my life because I was never like that, right? That was not the case. So starting from, people are talking a lot about finding your voice, right? We all have a voice, but, we lost it. We didn't lost it. It's there. It's just dormant.
Right.
So you're looking at someone who never speak up, right? Mm. And as we learn, in a mindset work and in a belief work, if that's the belief system, like I'm not allowed to speak up, I have nothing to say, we actually create that life. Yeah. So looking back, there is no surprise to me that I created a whole marriage of emotional abuse. Out of my belief, I create the reality when I married a man that did not allow me to speak. And just to ensure that I cannot speak, I create that reality into a different country where I don't know the language. Yeah. Right. So we always win. We always win. We always get to create what we want and what we believe in. And I'm giving that example not to have people feeling sorry for me. No, I don't need that. But just to, the opposite is true as well. Mm-hmm. If you really step every day and believe into you get to have whatever the hell you desire, you actually get to create that reality. Mm-hmm. And if you don't believe me, and you don't have to, just look back to your life, look back to your experiences, and really be honest and say, hey, I actually believe that I'm fat. So therefore, I'm 200 pounds over. I actually believe all my life, this, and that. And therefore, that's the reality that I'm living. We all doing it. And there's nothing wrong with us. It's a superpower. We get to create the reality of what we believe. Our belief is going to create the reality that we are having. So finding the voice is one thing. And then you mentioned, in this field of coaching, and for the beginning, and I didn't start this career not too long ago, 3-4 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. I learned the tools, the approaches, followed the rules, the scripts, all of that, right? Mm-hmm. And it was force, and you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, it was not my message. It was not my voice. And the little secret there, if there is a secret, we cannot use our voice until we heal our story. Wow. And that's what happened all these years. For me, coaching and all the support and programs that I participate in and coaches that I hired to support me through upgrading my beliefs and my mindsets and all that was really focusing from different angles on my story, on my history. Because the only thing that holds us back is our story. Yeah. Right? Yeah. It might appear with some sophisticated, sexy strategies and whatever, and we find all those complex reasons, but underneath of everything is where we are coming from. Mm-hmm. And where I came from different layers and layers of trauma that did not let me expand and create the life that I wanted. So my visual in my mind is like we are walking around with those. I make a description in my book at some point. I took a hot air balloon ride over the Nile in Egypt. Mm-hmm. And I like to use that metaphor that the way that we got to fly was by releasing those bags of sand.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And it hit me. Like just releasing the pain and the trauma and just we have to heal it in order to release it. It's actually let me become who I always meant to be. So at this point, yeah, I 100% believe that I'm meant to be this person, that I'm just going to say what I think. I'm going to say how I feel. It might not sound right. It might be mispronounced, might have some curse words. It is what it is.
Right.
But you're not going to walk out with doubts like what she meant. Did she mean this or did she mean that? Like,
yeah.
I want to believe that I'm someone that I'm quite clear.
Yes, right. You need to take responsibility for your life and experiences. That's pretty clear. And I think that a lot of coaches and a lot of people who, and I've been in the coaching industry for a very long time. And one of the things that I think people tend to shy away from in coaching is making people take radical responsibility for themselves. You know, you said, I created it to keep myself in that place.
To keep myself right. To make myself being right.
To keep myself being right. Yeah. I got to prove myself right. The thinker that thinks and the prover that proves. If I think a thought, I've got to prove myself right. Yes, absolutely. So when we're thinking and proving, right? When we're thinking and proving, it is so challenging as the one that's thinking and proving to seek help outside of ourselves, and then to get that right help, which you offer, that says, hold on, what are you doing? You know, how are you taking responsibility? What's happening right now? How are you proving yourself right? Why are you saying yes to this situation? All that kind of stuff. And that, to me, if you're a great coach, like I know Simona is, that's what you would want to look for. You know, you would want to look for a coach who is stalking you, you know, and your behaviors and your things that you're believing and you're trying to just desperately cling to rightness about. So I love that, Simona. That it's incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, it's most of my clients are at this point. They describe me as a no BS coach, and I just. It's funny to watch myself, especially when I'm in a group, like with my masterminds, for example, and I'm watching the clients and somebody shares something and they say something and they catch themselves. It's like, oh, I know, now you're gonna let me have it. and I'm like, yeah, because you know it's bullshit, right?
It's coming. You're going to talk about it.
So I started this career of somebody that, I try so hard to just be nice and gentle and soft, and it's not who I am. And right. I got finally into the point like, hey, there is no room for complaint in my sessions. If you pay me thousands of dollars to come in this space to complain, I'm not your coach. I'm not holding that space. I'm only holding a space of possibility, of creation, of new perspective and new direction. Yeah. And that's what you're paying for. So complaints are not here. Take it to your mother-in-law, to your sister, to your friend, to whomever you complain in your life, but not to your coach. And I'm aware that some people walking away is like, well, I don't like how you approach this. I'm like, that's fine. It's a natural selection. I'm not for you. There is millions and billions of coaches out there.
Yeah, there are
to choose from.
There's one for all of us.
Yes.
And I love that Kevin is saying, hi, ladies.
Hi, Kevin.
Yes. Well, he didn't say yes, but I'm assuming. All right. So holy crap. All right. This is so great. And the reason why is because I have seen so many self-serving coaches out there, guys, I'm telling you, who are not in it necessarily for the client. They're in it to boost their own ego. They're in it to pacify and to kind of put a Band-Aid on it and be like, okay, we'll work on that later. And then they keep you entrenched in this long ass, like infinite coaching situation where you can never grow. And I think what I hear Simona say is that I want to help you raise your voice because that is definitely, I feel, a passion of yours, and also step into your power. And it's
and here's the thing with that. I like that you mentioned this, like prolonging and probably not the results are not too fast.
Right, but I can feel better because I'm seeing someone. I can tell all my friends, oh, I'm getting help on that. I'm working.
But you know what? I do want to acknowledge that space as well, because there is people that they need that space. And when I'm sitting across of a person that needs somebody to hold their hand, I know these people, and I could recommend it. I know a coach that is ready to hold your hand. I'm not doing that. So we go through phases, right? Like, yes, I'm in a space where I want to work with somebody that is ready to unpack all the trauma, to be in pain, to scream, to cry, to look at all the things, the ugly that happened, so they could move forward, and we find the voice, and we find the message, and we find the mission, and we move forward. But I'm also aware that not everybody's at that point. So people that are not there yet, they need those coaches that are holding their hand, because they need to have their hand hold, right?
Yeah.
People that are ready to, like, I'm here, hit me, let's do it. Those are the people that I want to work with. And where I'm going to be tomorrow or a year from now, I have no freaking clue.
Well, and it's exciting in that way. And I know we have a lot of coaches that are going to be listening to this video and stuff. And I think that there is certainly, I had to go through that myself. I was in a really severe case of burnout. I went to these groups and all these things. And when I walked in the door, I felt so much love there. I felt so much connection. Love is a part of coaching. And the most loving thing we can do is hold our ground and not go into behavior ourselves and not cling to our clients, for their approval. I mean, I don't see clients anymore, but I do coaching and stuff, but it's like, finding that loving line. Kevin is a terrific coach, and he sat with me, but I know that when I'm ready, he will make me toe that line, So I think that being flexible and being in that space, and I know how incredibly loving you are, Simona, as well, that sometimes the most loving thing we can do is hold your feet to the fire, because what that will do is it will transform that old limiting belief system. So yes. I am so right here with you. I'm so right here with you. All right. I hope there are other people that are right here with us as well. Kevin says, I'm loving it.
Yes, I'm loving it too.
I love it. So let's talk about opening up possibilities. What are a couple of tools that you would give to people who are kind of stuck in their limitations or in their limiting belief systems?
Whew, big question. How many hours do we have for this?
Like your top two. Because you can see all of that magic that you have going on in your mind, right?
I think I could sum them all to one. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. I don't care if it's something that you say, if it's an explanation, if it's a question, if it's a logistic thing. The question is this your truth? Is this a true or a lie? So when you tell the truth, you can't go wrong. And this could apply to anything and to everything. Even to, you were saying earlier about, we talk about different coaches, that different clients, and we know the rule, like you have to meet your clients where they are, where they're at. That's where we meet them.
Yep.
But I will say we skip a step, because before we go there, we have to meet ourselves where we at.
Yeah.
So
no kidding.
If I'm someone who I just want to kick your ass because that's the space that I'm in.
That's fun to do,
right? It's not that I don't know how to hold your hand, but if I make myself being the coach that is holding your hand, that I'm not showing up honestly for you.
Yeah.
So that's why we are not a match. We only a match if the client is honest and if the coach is honest, and that's where we get to co-create. If one of them is lying or pretending of being somebody else, there is no co-creation, there is no magic, there is no results. So yeah, I think I could sum them all zillions of tools in one. Just tell the truth.
Tell the truth. One of the hardest things, I think, because when we get really, sometimes our truth is, this one is a little bit tricky, right? And it's not really tricky when you get down to the bottom of it, because it's once you tell your truth, you can be seen and you can be loved around it. But if you can't get to what your truth is, sometimes it's a little bit messy. And that's what you're saying, cry, scream, yell, do whatever you need to do. I'm a throw things kind of person. I might throw something. So I try not to hit my coach when I'm glad we're on Zoom. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm a boxer. I like to punch. So there you go.
But I mean, being honest about that part, I'm going to be messy. I remember, there've been plenty of times. Oh gosh, I don't know if you get this, Simona. But I've had clients go, I'm so sorry I'm acting like this. And I'm like, act more like that. Give me, you cry for me, and the reason why is because they have been told not to. They have been told, don't feel your feelings, don't experience that thing, because then we get really underneath it. I had something come up for me the other day, and I was like, I'm so mad. Boo, 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 boo. And then I was like, well, what's really going on?
What's the truth?
What's the truth? I don't feel like, I feel less than. I feel unworthy. I feel not enough. And then once I got to that core and could be honest and truthful about it, then I was like, okay, that's out now. Okay, it's my enoughness trigger. Let's get in there and play with it and work through it and help heal it. But there's layers to it, right?
I do want to offer the audience something with that tool of telling the truth.
Yeah.
I want to bring awareness around the limiting belief around telling the truth. Because if you anything like me, chances are that you grow up with those stories. Truth is hard. You cannot tell the truth. Not everybody could handle it.
Oh yeah.
I want to be honest with you, but truth might hurt. So it's so much negativity attached to it that we just need to be aware of it, and just like when whatever we feel choked on telling the truth, to just step back and say, okay, what scares me on telling me the truth? What probably is that belief that we grow up with, that the truth is hard and it's going to hurt us or the other person, and all the negativity that's attached to it. So in order to tell the truth, when I say find your voice, but in order to actually speak up, is to heal the negativity around it, and to just have compassion to people that we support and help with, but also, first of all, for ourselves, understanding, again, being aware of the fact that the belief around telling the truth is really messed up. So we need to clean that up first.
Yeah. And I think the more you practice with somebody who is loving and wants to see you around it, that's what makes all the difference. The trick is finding the person that isn't going to, like, for example, I wouldn't tell the truth to someone that I feel is can't see me, doesn't know how to love me, doesn't know how to be present with me, who could feel attacked by my truth. I usually start with a coach, or I start with somebody outside of my sphere of influence. It's why I don't go to my authors, even though I'm very close with my authors and I love them and they're my heart and my soul and they're my friends. I do not lean on them, even though they are all expert coaches. They're all brilliant in their own rights. I know that if I wanted to, I could. I also know that I cannot make them responsible for my happiness. And so when we look at that, I think another key to what you're saying is making sure we do this truth-telling piece in a very safe environment where that person can just be like, either thank you for sharing, or, you know, I want to love you around that. Let's help me see that better. If you got a problem with your mama, don't be talking to your mama. Your mama can't help you, baby. You know, but
you see, it's like with anything else, we have different pieces in our life. They have specific space where they need to be dealt with, right? So the awareness that I bring about the limitation, the limited belief around truth, is that what I notice in my experience and others that I work with is that first question that pop in or doubt that pop in our mind is like, I don't want to tell you because I don't want to hurt you. In other words, if I'm being honest, you might be hurt. So then, and I hear you when you talk about vulnerability and where it's a safe space to express our honest, our truth, our all that. And we could go and dive. I mean, there's so many layers, right?
Oh yeah. So
that's why I say, how many hours do we have?
Right.
But the main idea, the spine of the whole thing is like, am I being honest with myself?
Yeah.
And start practicing that, as you say. It's starting with the practice, cleaning up and practice that in a safe space, and then expand and expand and expand until you could write a book and you could publish it for the whole world to see all the ugly in your life. It's out there. There is no hiding. There is no hiding.
That's right.
It's out there for the whole world to read.
Yeah.
I can't be more honest than that.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think making that distinction, being honest with yourself first, sometimes we do need a partner because otherwise our ego can kind of push us around quite a bit on it. But my thing that I go to is honesty without compassion is cruelty. So honesty without compassion is cruelty. So if I'm being honest with you and just telling you how you fucked me up and how you're wrong and how you didn't do it right for me and how everything you've done has victimized me and how I'm going to stay in this place of victimhood until I've destroyed myself. That's not what either Simona or I are talking about. I think just like what Simona said, start with you and then go from there. And so let's talk about your book. Because I think that's very exciting. And also too, Marianne, she's enjoying this. So she said she's enjoying it. And Kevin says it's a good thing we're not in the same room when he's coaching me. Thank you, Kevin. So yeah.
Well, talking about the safe space.
Right.
It's safe for my clients to meet them in a Zoom than in a person.
Right. It's safer for my coaches.
It's safer for them.
Yay! All right. So tell us about your book. I want everyone to go out and get a copy.
Yes, me too. Please do so. So go on Amazon and type it in. You could find it by my name, or you could just type the title. It's called Raising My Voice, The Memoir of an Immigrant. The launching date is 21st. So on 21st is gonna go live. Kindle, softcover, hardcover. Right now it's available for pre-order. And thank you everyone that pre-order and got the book on the #1 and a new release. It's just I don't know what to do with that.
We celebrate! Woo! That's what we do.
So as I said, it's really me telling my truth, the journey of an immigrant. And I choose that subtitle because it's not just moving from Romania to United States, but I also moved from United States to New Zealand and then from New Zealand back to United States. So I kind of have some experiences of 3 different residencies and citizenships and countries and cultures and all that. I'm speaking to all the things, they are the same and how much things are different. But what I want the people to understand is it's not necessarily just me sharing the story as it is. I'm taking the reader, kind of holding a mirror all the time, so they could see their own version of that experience. And my intention is that in the end of the book, everyone that read it find their voice, know their message, know who they are, and they're ready to go and speak it up and speak it out into the world.
I love that.
So I know that it's a journey of healing. It has some heavy experiences there, but I'm committed to tell the truth.
Yeah. And
there is quite a few pieces that nobody knows about him. Well, besides my therapist and my coaches. But those pieces, I came on the other side of things and I heal them and I make peace with them. And I'm proud of all the good and bad and ugly that I went through. And it's just, I wanted to be an evidence for all the readers that you could create anything that you want. It doesn't matter. Like when we talk about superpowers, like when I know when a client comes to me, it's like, oh, but I don't want this, and it's hard for me to do. Like, no. Tell me something else. I cannot.
I cannot.
I cannot. No. I'm here, 3 citizenships on 3 different continents, running my business, living the life the way that I wanted. And not too long ago, I couldn't even speak this freaking language. Yeah. I was homeless. I was starving. I was abused, and so on and so on. It's a long list. Just read the book. And it could feel unbelievable. Like, no, a person cannot go through all that. Pretty much all the bad stories that you read about immigrants, I kind of went through all the experiences. So to have somebody that is coming to me that speak the language, that have a job, that have money in a bank, have a roof atop of their head, and so on, and tell me they cannot do it, like, no, not available.
Not available. That is a comment that is unavailable.
Unavailable for that. Why? It's simply because I used to be that girl. I had that story and I worked really hard to get out of that story. So there is no one on this freaking planet that get to drag me back into it. I won't. There is 2 options. You stay there, but I'm staying here. Or if you're ready to get out, I'm going to help you. But me going back there, that's not an option.
Not an option.
So that's why complaints in my sessions, not acceptable.
Right. They don't fly. And, it's so good because, it's like the cool thing is that you've been there. You can sympathize. You can say, yes, I hear you saying that you can't do it, but I know you can because I can do it. And if I can do it, anyone can do it. And I feel the same way, like when an author comes to me, oh, I can't get this book done, or I can't get it finished, or I don't know what I'm doing. I can't. And I'm like, no. No. Yes, you can. Of course you can. You have so much in you and so many good things to come out. And it's like, you've got this. You have totally got this. There is nothing. You just have to sit down and do it. And I know that can be the scariest part sometimes, especially for writers who feel like they've gotten stuck in their head somehow. Did you have any experience like that while you were writing your book where you got stuck at all? Or did you just be like, okay, here it is.
Well, listen, my book it's been written for quite a while and on different like recordings and notes and flashcards and in computer and just say it. And I got support. I hire people to help me structure it and put it together.
Yeah.
So there is more than a book there, 3 or 4, right? The challenge was not what I'm gonna say. The challenge was, holy freaking moly, I'm gonna push the publish button and everybody will know.
That's right.
That was the challenge.
Part. Yeah, a lot of people do the same thing. Mm-hmm.
It's a healing process.
Yes.
Not only letting the story out, but then going through it. Just this past couple weeks, I sent the book to some leaders that I admire and I respect to read the book and give me the reviews for the book. And I was like, oh, I thought that I'm ready. and I wasn't. And minute I know that there is this 7-8 people reading my book, I felt exposed. And then I need to work through that, right?
Yes.
And then we uploaded on Amazon, is ready for pre-order, even though nobody could read it today. But just the fact that I'm seeing the orders coming in, it's just like another layer. And God knows what I'm going to go through on the 21st, because I'm going to go through some shit. I already know it, right? On 21st, when it goes live, I'm going to have my own experience.
That's right.
And it's all layers and layers of visibility, layers of stepping into your own truth, being who you are, owning your story, owning your message, owning your, I don't know, possibly still few hundred typos. We are keep working on the typos right now. I'm like, how many typos are in this book already?
By the way, I didn't publish Simona's book.
Well, yes, it's published with Pina Publishing, and they've been amazing. But like in anything else in the world, just because we are working with, we talk about coaching here a lot. We are working with a coach. That doesn't mean that we don't get to have a high respect and give credit to other coaches. And it's how we do, because we are rooted in love. You were saying earlier, it's all about love, right?
Right. Well, I'm actually very impressed with your publishing company for a number of reasons, and I might actually connect with them or talk to them and things like that, because I think that when it comes to publishing, whether it's self-publishing or traditional publishing or whatever it might be, when you see someone that likes, even somebody that would be considered your competitor, it's a good thing, because that means that they're doing something right. You're doing something right. You're making the industry look better. You're making good things happen for people. And that matters to me. I go to my close mentor who also has a publishing company, and another friend who publishes books, and we collaborate. That's why I say all the time, I say, this isn't competition, it's collaboration. And so yes. It's the same way if you're a coach, and you are out there and you need to know other coaches. You need to know their strengths so you can send people to them and they can send people to you.
Yes.
Collaboration, not competition, because I don't want to help everybody. Not everybody is in my wheelhouse. We do primarily personal development books. If somebody comes to me with a raunchy erotica book, I'm going to be like, peace, I'm out. I don't know what to do with it. I don't even know how to make it better or worse or anything. So understanding where your talents are.
I love that you said that. And I totally agree. We all contribute. Right before this call, a friend of mine, a fellow coach, called me and is like, hey, I just, we talk about our own thing. And then it's like, I just want to be fully transparent with you. One of your clients is considering hiring me. I'm like, oh my God, you're going to love her. And it's just like, I just want to be fully transparent and say, I appreciate that. But hey, I'm working with more than one coaches, and, I promote my clients and they give me credit. And it's like, there is no competition. The piece that you are working with somebody is just going to help our work to be better. And what we work here is going to help her to work with you better. And that's how we help this person. So no competition, because it's impossible. There is no one on this planet like you.
That's right.
So no reason to compare with anybody.
Yeah, if
we don't compare, we don't compete, and it's just that it's very simple.
Yeah. It's very, very simple. And I mean, I used to train my competition when I did hypnotherapy, and I was a hypnosis instructor. So I would train people on how to do hypnosis, and I would be like, here's how you get clients, and here's how you do the thing, and this is how the thing. And Todd wrote a book on how to get clients, or how to keep clients, and systems and all kinds of stuff. And because I'm happy to share. I can't help. There's 4 million people in Arizona. I can't see all of them, even though at one point it seemed like that was what was going to happen. And it was not. I was like, everybody stop. I gotta take a nap, man. So it's such an interesting, it's all so fascinating. And I just really love you. By the way, that's why she's on here. Yes, she has a book. yes, I'm a publishing company. And even though I didn't publish her book, I believe in Simona. And I believe in her message, and I believe that what she has to say is important. And I believe that if more people were as transparent as Simona is, just like I know all of you are as my authors, you do everything you can to be transparent, to be loving, to be open, that I'm always happy to support that type of person, that type of book, and bring that to you guys happily with my whole heart. So I just want to let you know that that's, if anybody's confused and like
that's what's happening over here, people. This is what's happening.
We love each other.
We kind of do. But see, that's what we know. That's what we know that it's true, because we just met like for a split second and we just connect. And then when you're honest about it, like you can't ignore it, right? And then like here we are now, and God knows where this is gonna grow into. What we don't know. But it's about contribution, and it's coming down to the best thing that you could do to impact the world and change the world is to be honest with yourself. And then when you show up from that place, you can't fuck it up because you're always honest.
Yeah.
So and just look, is like what the other person is doing this. Is this feels honest to me? Yes. Okay, we're gonna do it together, because guess what? Together we are way stronger. And then what the other person is doing that. That feels honest to me. No, I'm going to walk away. It's very simple. Nobody's wrong. Nobody's right. It's just we stay in the truth. And that's how we make shit happen.
That's it. You're 100% correct. I cannot argue with that. I just want to tell you, Kevin says, I love your honesty and story.
Love you too, Kevin.
Marion, we all need to buy each other's books, right?
Yes.
Yes, Marion Hudspeth is an amazing writer. I love her. We published this book of hers, Empty Nest, Full Throttle, and it is a story. It's a book on her experiences, and they are laugh out loud hysterical.
I love it.
And real, just so real. She is so real. And so, it's so fun to get to be with you today, Simona. I just love you. And I so appreciate your time and your energy to come and talk some truth with me, talk some real with me. I love that. And I hope everybody else enjoyed it as well. Tell them the name and the title of your book again, and then how they can get in touch with you if they want to get some coaching.
Yes. So thank you. First of all, thank you for having me here. Like anytime, any point, you know where to find me, whatever I could contribute. I'm happy to be part of your group. I am publicly apologizing for not being too active, but all of you publishers know that it's taking a lot of time and things into pushing this baby into the world. Again, the name of the book is Raising My Voice, the memoir of an immigrant, available on Amazon. And the best way to find me is on my website, is my name, simonaspark.com. And from there, you could access email, messages, whatever you need. That's that.
Perfect. Awesome. Is there any closing wisdom that you would like to share with our friends before we leave them?
I'm going to stay in the energy of telling the truth and just expand that invitation to speaking. As people want to believe that public speaking is the hardest thing. I totally disagree with that. But that could be a different conversation. When what you say is the truth, it's easy. So just be aware of why can you speak? Why can you not speak? See, I cannot not speak.
I mean, the other day that said, I have to translate everything you say to me in my head before I say anything. So stop having judgment about me being bilingual and you not understanding my language.
Well, and that's the thing is I've been quiet and silent for way too long. hiding behind, oh, English is my second language and I mispronounce things and I don't find the words and whatever and whatever. And then guess what? In that time, I did not help anybody because I didn't let my message out. So now here I am. This is life. Am I going to watch the replay? Probably not, because I don't want to see all the mistakes that I've done. But I know that I've been honest, and I know that I said what I think and what I feel. And I also know that people that resonates with truth, they're going to enjoy this and get the insights from it. And people, they just want to judge how our hair looks like or how we speak. They're not our people. So I do believe in natural selection. Yes. So just tell the truth so you could let the universe select who are your people.
Yeah. And just know it never has ever hit my radar, Simona, how you say things or what you say. It does not. It doesn't even hit my radar. I'm like, she's saying everything beautifully.
Have you listened to me? Okay.
But that's it. I'm really not seeing it. Girl, that is why we have editors. Okay. Yes. Because do you think I can speak the English language? Fuck no, I can't. I can't write the English. I squeak by, dude. I squeak by. But anyway, now that I've brought that out, bye everybody. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, don't go anywhere, Simona, but I am going to end this. Guys, go out, get Simona's book, SimonaSpark.com. Check her out. You are going to love all of the things that she does. We didn't even get into like this massive social activism thing that she works on. We're going to have another meeting just for that, because that is a place in my heart as well. So, oh, girl, I think we got some work to do, baby. We got some work to do. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Yes. Again, I'm Kyra Schaefer, As You Wish Publishing. She was Simona Spark at SimonaSpark.com. Check her out. Check us out. Give us a like. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe. Hang out with us again. We'd love to see you. Bye.
Ciao.